Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hi again. Welcome back to my channel. I cover all things Big Brother. Most importantly, right now, BBCAN 9. So if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe. Also, smash that like now because we are going to get into tonight's episode of BBCAN 9, which was episode 3. And then we're going to quickly get through that because it was nothing to write home about. And then we got lots of spoilers with slides, new and improved slides. So I made more slides for you guys with information of what you need to know about what's going on in this game and on the live feeds. The things I think you need to know. It's subjective, but it's still a lot of fun. Okay, so hopefully you appreciate the slides. I got a lot of feedback after last night's episode, and people said they like the slides, so I did more slides. So I'm a slide person now. I'm adding visuals and words and doing work. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it every time, but I'm enjoying it thus far because I appreciate all of you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to support the channel, Super Chat is a great way to do it. My husband just showed us an example here. My husband, Chell Hernandez, sent me $4.99, which is technically my money too, but still money nonetheless. You are the pepperoni to my pizza. Isn't that sweet? That's almost as sweet as the showmances that are going on in the BBCAN 9 house as we speak. No, it's definitely sweeter. So you can send a super chat if you want to. There's also links in the description to my PayPal, Patreon, Venmo, and Cash App if you want to support. And if you're like, Joleen, I don't have any money. It's a pannekuchen. What are you talking about? Just follow me on social media. It's that easy. At Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. That definitely helps my social media. It's like, is it social media currency? I mean, that's not the right word I'm looking for, but it's currency nonetheless in the 2021. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Slides are fun. Yay, 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 slides. Night owls, I'm here for you with some late night lives. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to go late night lives through the whole season, but I'm going to keep it up as long as I can and still wake up for work in the morning. All right, you guys? All right. So let's get right into it. Just a warning, there will be spoilers. I am going to recap the episode briefly and then get right into the spoilers. So in tonight's episode, we were hoping that we would see this big fight that's been being talked about on the live feeds between Josh and Julie. And apparently Julie just dragged Josh, but I didn't really see that. We saw a little bit of it. Again, I was watching on the videobrother.net. I might try BMX next time because it was dropping a lot. I do appreciate their work. They're doing an awesome job, but they just keep getting hit with copyright. I mean, there has to be an easier way for people in other countries like the United States. I mean, we're your neighbors to the south, Canada. Can't we watch your show? Can't somebody help us out? So I might have missed it, but I didn't really see this big fight. I wish they would have done what we see a lot of times in BBUS where they say, here's who's on the block, but, here's how we got there. And then they show you a whole segment on that. But we really didn't get to see the Josh and Julie fight. We didn't really get to see Josh blow up the house. I feel like we didn't really get to see a lot. I think that it was a kind of a waste of an episode at this point. There was a lot of fluff. There was some good parts, though, especially Victoria sharing more about her life in the foster care system and stuff like that. I loved that. I love Victoria. She's just an awesome spirit, awesome person. I hope she gets super far in this game, not only because I like her, but I also drafted her for my Big Brother draft with Nerdtainment. So I guess I have a vested interest in dear Victoria, but she's just awesome. She's an awesome person and she really loves being there and she's resilient and she's just awesome. Did I mention how awesome she is? She's just awesome. Okay. So, Moore's coming in with some hot takes via the Twitch. Kiefer sucks ass. Yeah. If you guys want to watch me on Twitch, if you have a Twitch, you want to watch me, feel free to do it there because it definitely helps. I have to have 5 consecutive viewers on Twitch in order to get what, Shell? Affiliate. I don't know why, but that's just what you have to do. I have all the other things, but now I need, as my cat is scratching up my bed, 5 consecutive viewers. So far I've had like 0.9, they said consecutive viewers, which how is that possible? But thank you, Twitch. Hello, Total Drama Simmer. So other than that, we got to see Julie go home. but we didn't really get all the backstory I wanted. I wanted that meat. They've been talking about this was a knockdown, drag out fight. This was words exchanged. Things happened dramatic to the point where people in the house this week are like, oh, I just can't take another next week. It's just draining. Or take another last week. It's draining. I hope everything goes smooth this week. So I wish they would have shown us that. I don't know why they didn't. Could it be because they are imprisoned by their advertisers? And I mean, just bleep the F's out. That's all you got to do. Okay, so then we go into the HOH competition where we saw Katniss Everdeen, aka Austin, win. And it was the bow and arrow, and they had little balls. Everything's about the balls this season. It's all about them balls. And she held out the longest with Latoya, made Latoya a little deal. I won't go after you. Latoya drops her balls. Austin wins. Everyone's happy except for Kiefer, who decided to talk shit to someone who was killing it in the HOH competition. Not the best strategy, Keefster, but the more I'm learning about the Kiefer, the less of a fan I'm becoming. Now, I know it's only the day 10 technically for them, and he still has time to win me over, which I'm sure is his whole point in being in this game, is to win Joleen with a YouTube channel who covers Big Brother over. I'm sure that's why he wanted to play in the first place, but not a big fan. Okay. So then it's a lot of talk about the noms. I didn't even like the way Kiefer was handling Josh in this episode. I feel like, again, Josh has been the punching bag, and we didn't even get to a good enough reason, didn't get to see why he's become that. I thought maybe this episode would show us that week where feeds weren't on, and maybe Josh did something horrible, and maybe he was just so annoying. But no, we didn't see that. Josh was trying to be nice to Kiefer, like, hey, man, it's okay. It's going to be totally chill, man. Because in other dimensions, like, we're not even here right now. And maybe in that other dimension, Keanu Reeves is there, and you and him just kicked ass at the safety competition. You know what I mean? Maybe you got Neo on your team. Maybe you got Trinity. Maybe you got Morpheus. Did you ever think of that in another dimension? Probably not. You're welcome. Hands through the hair. The Canadian Kurt Cobain. He was just trying to be nice to you. And Kiefer's like, I need a minute. Kiefer, he's just... I'm not feeling him. I'm not feeling him at all. And so there was, basically the only people that Austin could put up because of her relationship she has with the rest of the people on the Defenders was Ro, Josh, and Kiefer. And after Kiefer piped up during the HOH competition, that got Austin real cheesed. And so she was like, I'm the block, Keefster. And that was about the episode. I mean, did anything else interesting happen? They explain, there was the food thing. Okay. I like when there used to be food comps in BBUS where they actually had to do a competition to earn groceries and food and things like that. But this was confusing and convoluted. Okay, Defenders take an envelope. Team Destiny take an envelope, go to your rooms. Now you have to send a negotiator over. Will you share? Will you steal? And they end up sharing. And it's just like boring. So now what's happening is everyone in the house has to eat PB&Js and cookies and milk or slop. So they can have slop as well. And the only person that doesn't is now Austin because she is the HOH. But they could have stolen, one could have been on slop. It was kind of confusing. But if they would have cut that down and shown us the meat of last week when the feeds were off, I think that would have helped out a lot. Kiefer looks like he smells like Slim Jims and Mountain Dew. He does. He looks like a gamer, like he's got a chair with a back, which I'm definitely going to get, even though I'm not a gamer, but I'm still going to be on Twitch playing probably Among Us, maybe a couple other things. And I want to just look like a cool Twitcher. But definitely, he probably has one of those chairs. He's probably got surround sound up here. He leans back and he's like, do me. Step into a Slim Jim, So that assessment is right on. That is right on. Yeah, Tara actually wanted to play and steal. Austin seemed like, I think she wanted to as well because there was also a POV advantage, and she's like, I don't want anyone winning the POV, and then I got to nominate someone else and get more blood on my hands. So let's, play this correctly. And everyone's just like, nah, let's just all have PB&Js. This is so fun. Okay. Okay. Yay, Nicole Marie. Loving the late night lives. Oh, so happy, so happy. Yeah, tonight's episode, Joseph, didn't make sense at all. It didn't. The editors had 4 days to give us a great episode for non-feed watchers, but they didn't. So now, people who don't watch the feeds, you have no idea the drama that is surrounding Josh, and they're just going to make it look like he's kind of annoying, I think. But yeah, we didn't get to see any of that. And Julie didn't get her justice on the episode either. I want to see Julie stand her ground. Now it looks like Julie just left. She said one little thing like, hey, don't trust Josh. He's real screwy. Just something very bland. But from the house guest, she dragged him, like with all the G's, dragged him. And we didn't see that. We didn't even see dragged with 1G. And dragged has 2 G's in it already. You know what I mean? Not 5G, but 2G. Okay, so that's that about that. Let's get into the spoilers. So just when did Austin and why? Austin's been Kiefer's been very upset that Austin put him on the block. Kiefer, you would think they stabbed a kitten in front of him. He just can't believe that in a game where you can be put on the block that he was put on the block. Okay, you were already voted captain. Pretty lucky. And now your team keeps losing. Okay. And you talked a little smack to the person in the HOH competition being Austin. You made a real cheese. She's cheesed off. So yeah, you might be a target. Okay. You haven't established a relationship with her. And Austin was saying when she was thinking about putting him up on the feeds, she was saying, he doesn't talk to me. He doesn't even look at me. It looks like he doesn't like me. And I had speculated that maybe it's because Kiefer's not used to talking to a lot of ladies because he makes it seem like he has low self-esteem and things like that. But his wife is very attractive. So I don't know. Or maybe it's because he's married, doesn't want to talk to young, pretty women. I don't know. Different marriages, different relationships, different rules. But Latoya basically gave him the out, like, say to Austin that you're not used to, talking to young, beautiful women. You felt kind of intimidated, something along those lines. And he went with it and it worked because Austin was like, oh my God, I'm beautiful. Thank you. Because that usually works. If you tell someone something nice about themselves, like, this is why I didn't talk to you. Not because I don't like you, just because you're just like so stunning. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. And then since being put on the block, he was on the block for 13 hours, you guys. 13 hours. Okay. He was just so upset. How dare she? He's a radio DJ. Didn't she get the memo? Okay. He switched to Diet Mountain Dew. Didn't she get the memo? Like, he just, there's lots of times he comes off very cocky. And yeah, so he was talking to Latoya and he was just like, going to take that bitch out or something like that. And it was too many bitches. He said bitch too many times about just a young woman playing a game you signed up for, sir. She didn't say anything mean about you. She just put you on the block. And spoiler alert, you got yourself off the block. So way to go. Now you have a win that your kids can see. How cool is that? She gave you a gift. But he doesn't see it that way. He's too #bothered, if you ask me. Okay, so let's get into our spoilers with slides. I need a little transition. Spoilers with slides. Spoilers with slides. Oops. Ooh, I just hit my can on my mic. I hope that wasn't too loud for you guys. Sorry. Okay, I know, Morris. The goal of this dude to have issues with women on International Women's Day. Okay, congratulations. We're celebrating women today, but only today. Don't get it twisted. You get 1 day, bitches. That's it. You know what I mean? That's how they do with these days. Like, you get 1 day. Good luck. That's it. I think this is Women's Appreciation Month or Women's Month or something. I don't know. I haven't gotten anything for it. No one has recognized my awesome womanhood or given me cash. So until that happens, doesn't feel like a celebration. There's been no cake. No one has told me that I'm gorgeous besides my husband, and he by law has to do that. It's like in the marriage certificate. Okay. So Morris, men need a day. You take your day, Morris. You take your day offline. Men take the day offline. Okay. So here's the spoilers. So you think you know BBCAN 9. Everything you need to know from March 8th, 2021. What do you guys think? Huh? Pretty jazzy, right? All right. First things first, we're going to break it down by player. These are the things you need to know about the players and what's going on within the house. All right. Jed and Beth agreed on they were talking a lot because remember Beth's plan is to flirt with Jed during the day and flirt with Ty during the night. Well, a lot has happened since then, but we'll get into that. So Jed and Beth were talking and they agreed on voting Josh out. Beth assumes the team thing is done. They're all hoping the team thing is done. I don't think the team thing is done yet. There's others in the house that are saying, I don't think they would just go to all this work for the teams and the rooms and painting and all that for just 2 weeks. So I don't think the team is done. And Alex, you take directions so well. Thank you. You are gorgeous. You are beautiful. My God, Sarah, you guys stop. Keep going. Stop. Keep going. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. Enough about me. More about Bethy. Holly Beth. All right. So Beth assumes the team thing is done, but isn't sure because show-wise, it's way too early. Maybe they'll mix up the teams. That's a definite possibility. She also thinks the teams don't matter. She says it's just a trick. You have to form alliances on the other side. That's a direct quote from Holly Beth. And that's really smart because if you just stick to the team thing, you do have to have your other. So Beth's always thinking games. She reads people. She watches people. She's quirky. She needs a lot of attention. She's a lot of energy, but she is paying attention and playing the game. She thinks Josh needs to go because he's bringing down the vibes. A lot of talk about vibes from the 20-somethings. Everyone in the house is like, it's bad vibes, not good vibes. What do you do for fun? I just vibe. Me just vibing. Yeah, just vibes. I don't really know what that means. I know like good vibes, but I don't know what it means when you're just like, I'm just vibing. Is that just existing? Like, is that an existential crisis? Is it happening on another dimension with Josh? I don't know. But she just said he's bringing down the vibes. He's bringing down the vibes. All right. Beth is in a showmance with Ty. It's official. It's official, you guys. Don't let anyone tell you different. It is official. Okay. They cuddled last night and they admitted to doing some undercover love. So they cuddled and smooched under the covers. And I bet it had tongue. I'm almost positive there was tongue. And she said they can only smooch in hiding because her grandma watches the show. And she didn't even tell her grandma that she was going on the show because she couldn't, apparently. So grandma had it on her calendar because she watches BBCAN. Like BBCAN starts and she's like, oh, my old grandma. And then they're like, oh, how old is she? 75. That's not old. That's not, every time I think of grandma's 80s, 90 today, 75, I was like, that's a parent. But then I remember, oh, she's 27 and I'm 41. So 75, I'm like, 75, man, you're living your best life. Things are happening. Stuff's popping. Good vibes. You're vibing at 75. But according to Beth, she still dances and she loves her gram, but just very old, just very old. And so now her grandma's going to turn on the TV and be like, oh, there's little Beth. Oh, Beth is having intercourse. What's she doing? She hasn't had intercourse yet, you guys. So they say. So there was smooching under the covers. Both she and Ty agreed they couldn't sleep because they both had blue balls. Like they didn't say blue balls, but they were like, on Ty's slide, he has a direct quote that I quoted him on. They were just all worked up and they were just like touching and kissing under the covers in front of, when everyone's in the room. And just, but they couldn't seal the deal. They couldn't finish. They couldn't grand finale. There was no finale. It was just like kissy, touchy, go to bed with blue balls. So both of them slept horribly. They just were like, oh, got no sleep, but these blue balls were keeping me up all night. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Beth had blue ovaries, and Ty had blue balls. Beth was talking to Jed because she talks to Jed during the day, but she's full on flirting, talking to constantly Ty. So they're showmans. They're flirting. They were on the couch upstairs in like the main area that looks over the living room. And they were just talking about their blue balls and, just sneaking away and how they they're so crazy for each other, but nobody will know and they'll keep it secret. It's not a secret. Everybody knows. Like everybody knows. So I don't know who they're trying to fool, just maybe themselves. So she was talking to Jed and she said, Brayden is just good for info right now. They were kind of talking about the house. And they think they'll be talked about now as a 3 because they're always together. So they think Beth and Jed and Ty, they all think they're going to be talked about a lot as a 3 instead of Latoya, because Jed was saying he's pulled back from hanging out with Latoya, which that's not true. Their perception of what they think they're doing and hanging out with different people is not how it comes off or how the house reads it. Ty, Jed, and Latoya are still reading as a threesome, and Beth is still being speculated to be involved by many people outside of the 6. So they are not fooling anyone. She talked today a lot about what music she likes. She loves country music. She loves all kinds of music. Her favorite song is a song by Billy Joel because she's so quirky. You guys, you wouldn't understand. She's so close to cutting her bangs. And might break out her cowboy boots tonight if they get alcohol to party for Rose's birthday, because tonight is Rose's 27th birthday. Spoiler alert, they didn't get alcohol. They got pizza and I think maybe a little cake, which they were so happy to get the pizza because they've been just living off PB&J and slop, except for Austin, who's been living her best carb and sugar life. So yeah, they were very happy to get that at least, but they didn't get alcohol. I was hoping they get alcohol because I am ready for some loose lips sinking ships. Yes, she did. She kissed Jed last night in the hot tub, but she's went a lot further with Ty, where they are cuddling. They're sleeping together in a spoon, and then they're going under the covers to and giving each other blue balls. So I don't know. Maybe they could make a sheet baby. I don't know. Like in the sheets, maybe there was some fluids exchanged, and if she rolls in it the right way, magic can happen. Boop, the miracle of life. Who knows, you guys? We don't know. Okay. So they did not get alcohol. She's sketched out by Kyle and would want to get Kyle out. So Kyle's on to Beth and Beth is on to Kyle. I thought they were going to have a showmance. I started the rumor that they made a baby in the ball pit. They did not. They haven't done anything sexy. The sexiest thing Beth did with Kyle was like, my pits are stinking, right? And he's like, yeah. Ro and Kyle both see Beth as someone, they're just like, they think she's kind of playing everybody and that she might be a little fake, if you will. So they look at her as a threat in this game. And she looks at Kyle as a threat. And they're both right, because Beth is a threat and Kyle is definitely a threat, because Kyle sits back and observes and throws little things and asks people questions and gets them to answer it. For some reason they do, which is really weird, instead of just turning it back on him. And Beth said she wanted to come in and play a much more low-key game, but she's just spazzing out all the time. So she's definitely not playing low-key. But she thinks she's playing a lot cooler than she is, but she's not. So she's talked, it's switched throughout the day, but when I was watching earlier, she said she would put up Victoria and Tara and then backdoor Kyle, because she thinks she needs to backdoor him, even though he hasn't won anything. They're very worried about him because he used to play hockey and coaches hockey now. So they're very, very worried. And she said if she wins, one of the 6 might have to go up, though. So then she kind of switched a little bit, saying that one of the 6 would have to go up. And she said it'd probably be Kiefer, which I was like, awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's do it. Let's put Kiefer up tomorrow. I hope Kiefer's up every week, because he's got kind of a piss poor attitude. And she keeps telling the house how she doesn't miss home. I don't even miss home. Like at home, I have like no one to make out with. It's crazy. Look at me dance. Anyone want to smell my armpits? Oh my God, Ty, you like smell so good. My grandma watches the show. Do you guys have a grandma? Grandmas are awesome. I love grandmas. Like she's getting all the attention she needs. And it's a Panakuchen. So she probably hasn't had that in a while. So she's loving it. And as you can see this little picture in the corner here, this is the secret showmance just cuddled in bed today. And they weren't always this spread apart. They were actually cuddling during the day. So I don't know who they think they're fooling. All right. So next slide, Ty. Again, here they are cuddling. You see Ty's picture, then you see them. This is what they were doing. Daytime, lights on, people walking in, but they're like, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Everybody knows. They're naming your first child. Okay. And it's going to be Vito. I don't know why, but that's just what the power of veto is going to be your baby's full name. The power of veto, whatever Ty's last name is. So because Beth is a feminist, but she's also a traditionalist. Ty's in a showmance with Beth. She drives him crazy, he said. He said, oh, you do something to me. He was making noises, everyone. He was going, oh, yeah, it's just, I've been thinking about you. Oh, he was making noises. So he went to bed with blue balls, like I said. And he told her today, it's hard to get your senses really heightened like that and not have a release. And she's like, oh my God, Ty. Oh my God. Granny's watching this. Granny. Oh, we didn't release our juices. Oh my God. And he's like, oh, we just want to, And they were talking about maybe the ball pit. You know, maybe they'll just go on slop and be have-nots so they can get under the balls and maybe, I don't know, they're going to bang. That's the moral of this story is they are going to bang. If something doesn't drive them apart, like a fight or something, they will bang. This will be a showmance. Yes. Every time Ty was sharing a lot of sharing today about bodily fluids, which I think you should know. You know what I mean? I think you guys should know. Although first bullet funny, but not surprised. Okay. So every time Ty tries to poo, someone pulls up on him. It's usually Austin. And it freaks him out because he said he can't poo around a girl, you know, because he doesn't want them to do that around him. I think that's hilarious when these young people are like, oh my God, you can't poo in front of me. And then you get married. And then you smell all the smells. You know, some couples poo with the door open. I mean, I'm not on that level, but definitely peeing with the door open. Who cares? You know, you're 12 years into a relationship. You're been married since 2015. So how many years what is that? 6. Thank you. My husband knows. See, that stereotype about men not knowing, women don't know either sometimes. Okay.
It's just math. It's the same stereotype.
Don't listen to him. All right. So things happen. Poo happens. You know, I love how these young kids are like, no, we're going to keep it sexy forever. We're going to hide our sheets. You won't be able to. Okay. So someone pulls up on him. Like I said, it's usually Austin. He gets scared and he's just having a real rough time with the poo-poos. He just wants to feel Beth up a little bit, he told her. I just want to feel you up a little bit. Beth's like, oh my God, it's so crazy. So he told her that he wants their showmance to be super undercover. And as you see from the picture underneath him, super undercover. Obviously, during the day, lights on, cuddling. No one would guess. They're probably just like, oh, maybe she's giving him the Heimlich from the front. I don't know. You know, maybe they're both dead. Maybe the house guests walked in and they're like, are they alive? But no, clearly you're not keeping it undercover. But they're having these like sexy talks with each other. It's going to get old fast for live feeders. It definitely is. But as of now, it was like, okay, tell me more. Tell me what you have to say about this. Told Beth that he thinks him. So Ty told Beth that he thinks himself, Beth, Jed, and Austin would make it far in this game and may need to have a conversation with Austin. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just hit the mic again. Sorry, guys. So we'll see if something comes from that. And then he shared a story with Beth about having a scar from a fight he got into with his ex, and she broke a mirror. And then the feed's cut. But really, who hasn't gotten in a fight with their ex-boyfriend and broke a mirror and just cut him up, you know? Totally normal behavior. But the feed's definitely cut on that one. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Is there any place in the house they can go to get away from the cameras? Bathtubs, toilet, shower. Are they all on spotlight? Pretty much. I mean, they could go in like the stall of the bathroom, but there's still going to be a camera in there. They just don't normally turn it on. At least that's how it is for BBUS. They could get under literally they can go in the ball pit, put the balls on top of them, and make ball love there. But there's not too many places they can go. There are cameras everywhere, you know? Jada says, do you think the showmance will come out to the alliance? How would Toya feel? Toya's not going to like this. Toya, I think, has already made little comments here about that maybe being a problem. Like Beth is already on thin ice with Toya and Tina. They have made, they've talked a couple times, cleared the air. But they already think Beth is too much and that she talks too much, and they wish they would have picked Tara to be in the 6 instead of Beth. So this isn't going to be good for Beth at all. Beth thinks she's doing something, but here's the thing. She's going to fall in love. And Ty too, because Ty's really feeling her. He really is. So at first I thought, oh, they're just hooking up. And then the more they talk, I'm like, oh, they're deep crushing. You know, at the point where they're like, so when she smiles, she's got like this little crinkle in her face and it's so cute. And she's like, his knee, there's something about his right kneecap that is just amazing. And that's when you know, when you pick those little things up about specific areas of the body that no one else would notice. Love is soon to come, or a really, really, really bad breakup. Really, really bad. Yeah, Latoya, and if they do hook up in a ball pit, Latoya is going to freak out. But this is not going to be good for the 6 because it just puts more of a light on it and on them hanging out. So no, Latoya won't like this. It will not be good. A showmance is never great for these big alliances, because then the people within the alliance start to question the showmance. They're thinking, well, okay, you two are going to be loyal to each other. Everyone knows that, you know, unconsciously, subconsciously, you realize that there's final twos within these bigger alliances, but when they're showmances, you know you can't break that up. So it's on a different level of loyalty, because now this like lovey feeling is involved. So not going to be good. All right, Jed. Breaking BB news. Jed is tight rolling his pants. You guys, were you guys around in the 90s? Okay, what am I doing here? All right, here we go. The early 90s, when we were tight rolling our pants, look at what Jed is doing with his pants. He's tight rolling. He is tight rolling. He is blaming it on the rain, Milli Vanilli. He's going to a New Kids on the Block concert. He is tight rolling. Belle Biv DeVoe is on the top of the charts. He's tight rolling his pants. When did this come back? Because if Jed, the 150K plus followers on TikTok, model hottie, is doing it, probably all the kids are doing it. Is anyone here tight rolling their pants? I never thought. A couple years ago, it was, you know, there were rumors out there that it was coming back. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to come back. I don't think. I know everything comes back, but he's tight. This is a tight roll. This is it's the one that I did where you fold over and then you fold up. So you kind of crease it, put it over, fold it up real tight. It's not a good look. Just a regular little roll would be fine. But the fact that it's a tight roll. I mean, he pretty much looks good in anything, so he can pull it off. But that's a tight roll. And wearing slouch socks and kids, yeah. Or wearing Adidas, the black with the white, the leather. Oh my gosh, with your tight roll. You have to, if you didn't roll your pants, you'd be like, oh my gosh, what is wrong? Did you have to leave home in a hurry? Is your like religion against it? Why didn't you tight roll your pants? So I was just shocked. This was the biggest thing that happened for me today in the Big Brother house, was the fact that Mr. Cutie Patootie Jed tight rolls his damn pants. And I'm like, wow, where have I been? And so don't be surprised if you see me on Instagram with a tight roll, because why not? We started it. Us old asses started it. We should be able to take it back. You know what I mean? The look is back. I'm cool again. Yeah, we're all cool again. Pretty soon we're going to start ratting our bangs, hairspray, curling them under and just leaving it. Some people, they didn't do the brush through. They just left it. The one curl. And you're like, interesting. Okay. So Jed tells Beth that he thinks Josh will target him as long as he's in the house. But he feels good with Ro and Kyle. So he wants to evict Josh this week, which is the worst read on the house, because Ro and Kyle are already talking about wanting to take out people that they believe are in the alliance that Jed, Ty, and Latoya are in. And they definitely don't want to stay loyal to Jed. So they want to surprise, sneak attack the big dudes and the Latoyas. Well, they maybe want to work with Latoya on the sly. But so this will be something that unfortunately might come back and bite Jed. He might look back and be like, oh, those dudes. So, and I haven't really heard Josh say he wants Jed out. I mean, they have had some issues, so maybe now he would say it. But even now, Josh really isn't saying much about Jed. Jed is still really mad at Josh because Ro told Jed that Josh said his name. Oh, I should have really edited that sentence. That Josh said his name, put his name out there to go up last night. And Jed called out Josh last night at the hot tub, and I guess it got pretty serious. And Jed was like, I don't know what he said, but I imagine, you don't say my name. I tight roll my pants. I am a model. I have a 12-pack, sir. You do not, my name, do not call for me. No, what's the saying? Do not come for me unless I call for you. Okay? This is a tight roll, sir. Beat it. Yeah. So this is something that Ro told him, and I think that Kyle and Josh says it's not true. So there's that. He also doesn't miss home. And then tonight in the hot tub, popping bubbly, they didn't have any bubbly, but he was just popping out in his swim trunks. He performed an original rap for Latoya in the hot tub tonight. He is really flirting with her. Now, Latoya thinks it's a joke, but I don't know. I think he really likes her. I think no offense to Jed, but I think she's above his level right now because she's very established. She's an older woman, like not older, she's 34, but he's like 24, 25, I think. I just don't think he could handle Latoya because I think he's still in that like fuckboy stage, So, but I don't know. You never know. You just never know. So he said, Toya's out here looking for a lover every single night, stealing all my covers. Ooh, that's fire. That's what everybody says. That's fire. She wants a nice guy. It's like she doesn't see me, teasing every day in all these bikinis. He did these teasing bikinis. I want to wife her up, put her on lock, but I don't got 10 grand to spend on a rock. And everyone was like, oh, it was like Eminem and 8 Mile. Oh shit. Oh, is that Method Man? Holy shit. Yeah, they just thought his rhymes were so tight. So tight. Yeah, Toya's out here looking for a lover every single night, stealing all my covers. She wants a nice guy. It's like she doesn't see me, teasing every day in all of these bikinis. I want to wife her up, put her on lock, but I don't got 10 grand to spend on a rock. And then the rock came out, which was really just Brayden, who today was wearing a turtleneck, a beautiful lavender turtleneck with a chain around it, tucked into light wash jeans with a belt. And he was like, do you smell what Jed is cooking up? That didn't happen, but that is what Brayden was wearing. And we will talk about it because Brayden is here for the fashion. He is here for the fashion. Yeah, Jed, Biggie who when Jed hits you with these rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might be too JJ, yeah, a little too immature for her. Yeah, the spirit of Tupac just came to Jed and he was just like, hit him up. And it was holy cow. Also, PS, if you guys are on the TikTok, follow me. The latest TikTok, I sound so old. One of the TikToks I saw, still sound old, is hilarious because it is the reaction. People pretend they are the backup singers and also the producer when Tupac was first in the studio writing Hit 'Em Up. And if you guys know Tupac's Hit 'Em Up song, he says someone's got sickle cell. Like he goes on about Biggie and Bad Boy and, Chino XL and everybody who's associated with Biggie. And then everyone acts out like, are we supposed to sing? They're super funny. They're killing me. I don't know why I had to bring that up, but it was really, really, really funny. Yeah. Jed and Latoya, Showmance. No, he needs a better rap name. Yeah. Jed, he would be the tight roll, I think that would just be his rap name. Tight rolls. That's all I can come up with now, you guys. Okay. So Latoya, she was going on today about she hates brand name clothes. She's, I just hate brand name clothes. She doesn't get it. I felt personally attacked because she said she would not spend $100 for leggings. Has she ever, though, felt Lululemons? Now, I used to, too, be a hater of the Lululemons. when I didn't want to spend $100. And then I decided to spend $100 because it's a panakuchen and we're just all in relaxing clothes, a lot of us working from home and stuff. And it's like butter and it feels like I'm wearing my skin. I was walking with my husband last night. I said, I feel like I'm not wearing pants, which is always my dream, to just walk around wear no pants. Have you guys ever taken your pants off when you're not supposed to? It's so freeing. Not in a creepy way where you're going to, expose yourself to people, but like I was swimming in the Gulf of Mexico. And the water's so warm. It's so nice. And there was no one. It was just me and my husband. And we were at a beach on South Padre, I think. And I just took my swimsuit bottoms off. And I was just swimming around, just letting, just free budding. So I get it. But so I felt personally attacked when she said she wouldn't pay $100 for leggings. And I'm thinking she would. And then they kind of called out her hypocrisy because they were talking about her swimwear line and how she charges like $85 to $100 for her swimsuit. So they're like, well, what's the difference? If it's good quality, it's good quality. Like, yeah, don't pay $100 just for something with a name brand on it, which I think was her initial or the point she meant. Like it has to be good quality, but Lululemon is like, oh my gosh, it's so soft. It feels so good. It feels so good. Yeah, not Lulu's. I know. Girl, let's agree to disagree. AKA Jess. Yeah. I wore them for like 3 days straight because I just got a pair. Never had Lulu's in my life. But I thought, you know what, it's a panakuchen. I'm going to spoil myself. And so soft. I kept rubbing myself. So it makes you love yourself, give yourself some extra love and just amazing. So I felt personally attacked, but I get what she was saying. She buys clothes based on how they feel, not brand. She's not a brand whore. She was laughing at Jed's flirting and she thinks it's a joke. I don't fully think it's a joke. I think Jed is a chaser. He's a chaser. And then once he gets you, he's like, what else is out there? And he's back on Tinder, swiping. I've met many guys like that, and it's that age too. And those abs, the age and those abs, it's going to be rough to try to get him to settle down at this point in his life, especially now being on TV and having 150,000 plus followers. No. She talked a lot today about her swimsuit business, but loves working out. She's just, who wants to work out? And Victoria, my favorite, was like, yeah, I'll work out with you. Oh my God, like working out is super fun. I love working out. You guys like working out? It's like working out. It's so cool. Yeah, working out. Like what? Work it out. And Latoya goes, oh, you work out? And Victoria's like, yeah, I work out. I do. I had like a personal trainer at home. It was someone I went to high school with, and we did it through Zoom. So like I had to show up because I don't want to be like a piece of shit who didn't show up, and like she would know because we went to high school together. So I was like working out. I was a lot thicker, and then she slapped her ass before I came in the house, and I'm like, Victoria, your body is perfect. Your body is goals. Like she's just so cute, and she's just in all the right places. And she's like, I was a lot thicker. She's like, I get thick in the winter. And then I thin out in the summer because I wear shorts. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm the opposite. I get thinner in the winter. I don't know why. And then in the summer, I'm like, screw you. Screw your fascist beauty standards. I'm not wearing shorts because my legs are like ghosts. So I just get, fatter. But it was funny. And then she was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not really going to work out. I just thought I was being supportive. I have pigtails in and pink hair and 2 barrettes. I might wash my hair tomorrow, but that's about the most working out I'm going to do. Victoria out. So Latoya went to work out. But it was a really fun exchange where Latoya's like, you work out? Victoria? Or Latoya's like, you work out? And Victoria's like, yeah, yes. You don't have to be like super buff. You can just work out to feel good about yourself. But Latoya is someone who clearly like she wants the gains, as they say. She has a leg day. If you have a leg day, it's a different kind of workout than the workout I do. I have a walk day. If I can make it a mile, high five, Joleen. If this thing goes off with 10,000 steps, you killed it, Michael Phelps. Thank you. Like I feel like Michael Phelps when I did that. I feel like Jackie Joyner Kersey. I just, mall walked my way to fitness. Okay. So she talked a lot about that. Latoya said that Ro could yell at her and she still wouldn't vote Josh out. And I was like, no. I really want Josh to stay. And I know some of you agree and some of you don't agree. And that's okay. Latoya is the biggest threat. And everyone is like, oh, Josh is coming. Yeah, exactly. Everyone wants to work with Latoya. Everyone is spilling to Latoya, but yet they're so worried about Josh, the wild card, Simone thinks Latoya might give Jed a chance. You never know. And Tami says, being buried in my Lulus. Me too. And then cremated. Because it's creepy to think I'd be underground. What if Latoya wants babies, but Jed is not ready for that? Exactly. Yeah. So, and the house guests keep describing her as a badass. She's, they really like her. Okay, now we get into Kyle, aka Stu. Why they call him Stu, I don't know. He just looks like a stew. Look at his face. So much was spilled on Kyle today. Some game related and some just not surprising, but still shocking. You guys, his favorite song, because Beth is just like dancing around, high-waisted jeans. I'm dancing around. Look at me, pulling up my pants higher. Oop, they hit my areolas. I'm so quirky. She was like, "What's your favorite song?" My favorite song is this by Billy Joel. I wasn't even born when that song came out. Do you guys even know who Billy Joel is? Probably not. He's a band. He's a guy. You've never heard of him. He's my favorite. So she was like, "What's your favorite song?" Some people were like, "Oh, it's so hard. It's too hard," And then Braden's like looking through the Spice Girls list, just like, "Oh, is it Spice of Your Life? Is it the Friends one, the sad one? Is it any other one I can't name?" And Kyle very quickly was like, "Easy. It's She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's so on brand for Kyle." Now, granted, it's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's compromise that moves us along. That's a really good quote. But out of all the music in all the world, in all the songs, maybe I'm just being too stuck up and judgmental, but that's your fave. But again, he's a different age group, so he probably thinks Maroon 5 is classic rock at this point. Adam Levine is, probably in his late 30s. So Kyle's like, that old guy. Because they did say, I think they were saying Def Leppard or some band was classic rock. And I'm like, that's not classic rock. Classic rock is like, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Led Zeppelin. But then I'm like, no, to these kids, that's classic rock. And it just hurt my soul. But yeah, so he can't win is what I'm saying, you guys. His favorite song is She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5. He can't win. We can't let someone win that's very problematic. Okay. There are some good Maroon 5 here and there, but it can't be your favorite, right? Maybe it can. Maybe I'm just being weird. Let me know in the comments, you guys. Maybe I'm just being too critical. But I think so far, I wrote here, that's the most problematic thing he's done in the house is name Maroon 5 She Will Be Loved. It's his favorite song of all time, of all the songs in all the world. You picked Maroon 5. Has maybe the biggest feet I've ever seen. His feet have been exposed a lot. His naked feet, no less. I think they were sitting on Braden recently, and they were just ginormous. They were so large. He loves weed. Oh, he had a long talk today with Austin, and the sparks were flying. Okay, these two, this might be our next showmance if Kyle allows it. Being that he is very guarded, as Lynn is saying, or no, you said Latoya's guarded, but I think Kyle's a little guarded too. I think they were flirting. And Austin was doing this when she was talking, her beautiful hair. She was just like, "Oh my God, no, I've never been camping. I've never. Oh my God, I might though. Like me and my friend, we hang out. Their conversation was so boring. It was again, like when she talked to, who was it? Jed. And I was talking about it yesterday. It's just these young kids that like each other. Like, oh my God, I'm dead. Like instead of laughing when someone says something's funny, Austin has picked up on a lot of Braden-isms. She's like, oh my God, I'm dead. She has died so many times in this house. It's amazing. She is just haunting this house. It's the ghost of Austin. She's dead. And she's always saying, 100%. Because Braden says it too. 100%, 100%. You don't even finish your sentence. They're like, rye bread is the best. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. That's what they're always doing. Braden's like 100%, 100%. And so she was just playing with her hair, talking to Kyle, and Kyle's laying down in his, because he's a hockey player. He's gotten lots of undeserved vagina throughout his life. That's how hockey players are in Canada, in Minnesota, the cold areas. You're a hockey player, you just lay back like this and you go, yeah, I got Bauer skates. And then Sometimes you get beaches. That's how I didn't write the rules. That's just what happens. So she was just playing with her hair and she's like, oh my God, yeah, like I have this best friend. We're like inseparable. Her mom, we sleep all the time. Like we sleep so much. And then we go to Starbucks and then we line each other's lips and oh my God, it was the funniest thing. I'm dead. I was dead. Her mom came down and she was like, you guys are just sitting there. We're like, yeah, we love each other. It is such a 23-year-old girl friendship. Like I can remember being 23 and being like, oh my God, I would die for my girlfriends. Like oh my God, I would die. Like, oh my God, they're like my favorite. Oh my God, I love them. And now I barely talk to them because everyone's busy raising kids and families and stuff. But I think that comes back around like when you get older. But then you get busy and you get older and you're like, I don't want to die for anybody. And then a panic-hooking happens. But just when she was describing her and her friend, and then he's like, well, you should go camping. You should totally go camping. She's like, I might. Oh my God, I might. Like, I don't know. It's just so random. Like 100%. 100% I'm going to do it. Okay, 100%. 100%. Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm deceased. I'm deceased. So that happened. There's a lot of that up in the HOH bed. And I was like, just kiss. Just kiss. Okay. So Kyle told Austin and the house, or so he was talking about weed. He said he just, what you got? Do you smoke weed? She's like, sometimes. It's like, how about edibles? She's like, never. He's like, I love weed so much. We're like, we know you live with your parents. We know you love weed. Nothing wrong with that. You love weed. He's like, oh God, I love weed. Like I haven't seen Kyle perk up that much since he started talking about weed. But Austin was kind of like, I've tried it a couple times. Yeah, it's like, it's green, right? Yeah, like so random. Like, why is it green? Like that, like I was dead the first time I smoked it, like dead. I was like, this like is green. I can't believe I'm smoking something green. Like, is it grass? Oh my God, I'm dead. I think old people used to call it grass. I don't know. I'm just so random. I'm so random. It was quite the conversation, you guys. So Kyle told Austin in the house that Josh told him that Austin is his enemy in this house. So this is one of Josh's plans. And we'll get to that when we get to the Josh slide. But Josh has decided to stay in this game. He is going to just tell everyone his target is Austin because it makes sense because she put him on the block. And so that's what he'll do. And then he'll also go on the block and he'll be a target. So kind of use me as a shield and you can put me up and that, he's trying to come up with something to stick around. And Austin's like, he did not. Oh my God, yesterday he was like rubbing my back and now he's like stabbing me in the back. That's so random. I'm dead. I hope he does it. I'm dead. I'm so dead. So yeah, Kyle's spilling because remember, Kyle and Ro, besties for the resties. He does not want Ro to go. Ro is his dude. Because then the minute Austin got out of bed to go pee, he was like, Ro, get in here. And then they were jamming out to Maroon 5. They're like, it's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's compromise and moves us along. So they could still have a showmance. We don't know. He's still super tight with Ro. Like I said, that's his final two. Wants to branch out and work with Tara and Tina. I talked about that on last night's live. And also maybe Austin and Brayden and possible Latoya and Victoria. So he sees the writing on the wall with what's happening on the other side and with the other two alpha males, but he doesn't realize the extent of everyone working with them, like Tina, who's definitely in the 6, but people are wanting to work with Tina. He thinks Austin's hot, and he thinks Edmonton sucks. And Edmonton does not suck. I've been to Edmonton twice now, and I've performed at their comedy club, and I had a great time, and I thought the people of Edmonton were awesome. Very down to earth, very salt of the earth, very much like where I grew up. And there's a giant mall there, which there's a giant mall where I grew up. So, and there's a casino in the mall. And I don't know what in the Edmonton Oilers, good hockey team. So is that, okay, my husband's laughing. I did buy him an Edmonton Oilers t-shirt. I mean, nobody beats the Wild, go Wild. But Edmonton doesn't suck. It just doesn't suck. Okay, yeah. Go Wild. Go Wild. I don't know what I'm doing for the Minnesota Wild, but I was surprised. I was like, oh, you're just going to throw it out there that Edmonton sucks. I'm not even Canadian, but I was insulted. Okay. So I will fight for you, Edmonton. I will fight for you. And I wrote on here, I made sure to put this on the slide. I disagree about Edmonton. It's a hard no from Joe. Okay. Lynn says Edmonton does suck. Well, you know what, Lynn? That's fine. But to me, I had a great time and I got paid well. I got to go to the mall where there was a casino. I went on the swings within the mall, little park, and there's a giant mall. It was awesome. Okay. People showed up to the comedy shows where I was performing wearing camo. Like they just got done duck hunting or fishing or hunting. And they were just like, yeah, just, got in the truck, have a couple dead carcasses in the back, deer, and decided, what's up? Is this lady funny? And then that was cool, all right. And then he knows all the songs, all the words to Blink 182 songs. He was singing here. You can clearly see him. He was singing a lot of Blink 182. He's got, don't waste your time on me. I'm already the voice inside my head or something. Is that the song, Chell? Do you remember that Blink 182? Did I get the words right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he knows that, which is a pretty good, I do, the Blink. The Blink can get it. You know what I mean? Not all Blink, but like earlier Blink too. But that's a pretty good song. It's pretty emo. It's pretty feeling. It's a little better than the Maroon 5, okay? With the rainbows and butterflies. All right. Now to Austin. Austin is our current HOH, which we all saw in tonight's episode. She's mad at Josh and kind of worried he is going to put a target on her back. She thinks he went from rubbing her back the day before to stabbing her in the back. She has a final 2 with Brayden, and she has a final 3 with Victoria and Brayden, which they have named it the Glossy Posse. I kind of like that. Like the lip gloss, the Glossy Posse, like my lip gloss is popping. I'm standing at my locker and all the boys be jacking. I don't know if that's the words, but yeah, they're the Glossy Posse. She says I'm dead, and literally all the time. Just like I said, she's like literally I'm dead. I'm literally dead right now. I'm so dead. I'm so random and dead. Had a long talk in the HOH bed, like I said, with Kyle, aka Stu. Loves hanging out with her bestie and family and just vibing. Because he said, what do you do for fun? And she was like, I don't know. He was like, just tell me. She's like, well, I'm just like hanging out with like my family and my friends and just like vibing. I just like to vibe. That's what she said. And he goes, okay, can you be any more like, can you be a little more specific? She's like, just like vibing. Oh my God. Like I'm dead at these questions. I'm just so dead. You want to smell my hair? So yeah, she just let her favorite thing to do. And then she got a little more specific. She said picnics. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's that about that. So she's vibing, and sometimes she smokes weed. Sometimes she said, sometimes maybe if you're lucky, we can blow smoke in each other's mouths. She thinks Josh has to go this week, and she was saying Josh should have played it cool and tried to form game relationships with people, even though he did. He went to her before she even put him on the block and was like, I want to work with you. Like I'm on an island on my own. Like I like you. And she was just like, cool. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm just going to have my tea. I'll see you never. But he did try. And this is why her HOH is probably going to go down as a very unsuccessful HOH, not something that is good for her game at all, because she's just getting out like an obvious target that at the time had, and probably still now, really was never a threat to her, would have worked with her. You just put someone on the block who would have worked with you for what? And even though you put him on the block, you could have at least talked to him, maintained a game relationship without just icing him out. So I just think this has been a very unsuccessful, unfortunate HOH for Austin. And if the house does flip, it's probably Josh is coming for you now, because he tried and you weren't into it. So she might have a little crush on Kyle. She thinks Jed is too much of a pretty boy for her. And Kyle was asking a lot of questions about Jed. So you can tell Kyle's a little insecure. He might be going after Jed and Ty, not merely for game, because they've admitted that they would want the 4 boys to stick together, being Ro, the 4 alphas, I should say, even though I don't think of Ro as that much of an alpha, but maybe he's a strategic planning manager. Is that alpha? I don't know. But it would be Jed, Ty, what's his face, Ro, and Kyle, aka Stu. They kind of wanted to, there were talks about them sticking together. PB Boys 2.0, but I think that he feels a little competition with him because he was asking a lot of questions. And when Austin was describing him as being too much of a pretty boy, he was like, oh, like cocky. He added that. So interesting. Speaking of Josh is currently on the block and it's back to being the target. Yesterday there was talk of a flip. Today, the flip is a no-go, but we still have till Thursday, so you never know. So Josh spent most of the day by himself, talking to the cams since the house continues to isolate him. Some people did talk to him today, which was nice to see, but the large majority of the day he was by himself and people were just talking about him behind his back. So Josh talked to the cams. He was talking to the cams and he said he was wondering if he should release the information he's holding on to, aka start planting seeds. I really need to edit these slides, you guys. Tomorrow or Wednesday. This is earlier this morning he was saying that. And now he's talking about waiting until Thursday. I'm like, do not wait till Thursday. He doesn't want to have time for people to sleep on it, but don't wait till Thursday. Start tomorrow. Start planting. He's already a little bit started planting seeds because people are already like, oh, he's talking about Austin. That's going to be his target. And oh, he said this. So he's giving everybody else too much of a head start to run with the narrative where now it's just going to look like he's answering to these things and trying to make excuses rather than dropping bombs. So I hope he starts tomorrow dropping these bombs. He wishes he had someone to ask. He was like, oh, I wish I had someone to ask if I should start today or if I should start Tuesday, if I should start Wednesday, dropping these little seeds. But he said, alas, he's alone in this game. He was telling the cameras, he thought he would be in an alliance by now, but it just didn't work out. And so far, and he plans to tell his fellow house guests about Austin's involvement in the Day 3 scandal. So the stuff that happened with Julie and all that, I think that's what he's talking about. He's going to out Austin about some involvement in the Day 3 scandal. And also he's going to out Ro, who's the replacement nom since Kiefer won the POV and on the block. He's going to out Ro for his intention to backdoor Jed, but I almost feel like it's too late for that now because they've already went to Jed and said that Josh is saying stuff. So, I'm just like, no, just do it now and come with facts and put those seeds of doubt in their mind and keep sprinkling it because they already hate you anyways. Do you know what I mean? He can't win them over socially. The best game move he could do at this point is to make them doubt the shit out of Ro and make them see or believe that Ro has a big alliance and a lot of people and could take them out, and that Josh is just on an island by himself. And really, it's a waste of an eviction at this point because he has no one and nothing, and he will be indebted to you and work for you in this game for at least a little bit. But I don't know if he's going to pull that off successfully, but I'm excited to see what he's willing to do. And yes, like Lynn says, blow something up. Yeah, I don't think Austin vibes with Victoria. It's hard to tell because even the Julie thing, Austin ended up saying that she was afraid that Julie would take attention away from Brayden and her relationship. So I don't know. Austin has said many times on the feed she's not intimidated by other women and she, loves women and women empowerment and blah, blah, blah. But we'll see. Yes, Austin definitely wants favor in the house and Josh is an awkward person and an easy target. But it's just so boring. It's so boring. But at this point, yeah, I get that that's what she's doing. Okay, so he's going to drop these bombs. We don't know when, but at this point, I don't even know if there'll be bombs. And I don't even know if the rest of the house is going to believe him. But I'm excited to see how he does it. I just wish he had that one person he could really confide in that wouldn't rat him out, that would help him, that would see that Josh is an asset in this game. He can blow up people's games. If you want someone's game blown up or if you want people to have targets on them to take the target away from you, Kiefer, you should be pulling Josh aside and being like, okay, I got a plan. Do. We know these alphas always get to the end. We know they have each other's back in some way. So let's start planting little seeds here. And it is a big risk, though, for Kiefer, because if Josh does throw it back in his face, then his game's blown up. But you just never know. Okay, so his strategy is to tell people he has a target on his back and they can continue to put him on the block. That's what he's going to tell house guests. He also plans to tell them he has a clear target, which is Austin, but that's kind of already gotten out to the house. Since she put him up, he says he still thinks she's a cutie, and it's not personal. It's just a game. He said it really nicely. He's like, I still like Austin. She's great, but, I have to have a target at this point, and she didn't want to work with me, so she's still a cutie. I still like her, but, I'm just going to say that's my target. I kind of wish he had a different target because I think it would work better because right now everybody likes Austin. So I don't know if that's going to work for anybody. It's just, I don't know. No one questioned his pillow prank. He did a pillow where he put the pillows into an arrow pointing at a door. And last night he was like, oh, something's going to happen. I can't wait. But he ended up telling like Tara and Kiefer, and I'm sure they told somebody. And then the pillows ended up just getting put back in their spot. No one said anything. But he said that's not going to stop him from continuing to prank the house while he's in the house. And I like those kind of pranks where it's like you're setting them up almost like a fake idol in Survivor, where you think you're giving them clues. So I hope he does some more of that stuff, and I hope people fall for it. He's not having a good day with Victoria today, and I will get to that now on Victoria's slide. Victoria, aka Spicy V, she keeps slipping in front of Josh about Ro being a pawn. Since today was Ro's birthday, she was literally an inch away from Josh, and she decided to say, oh, it's such a bummer that like Josh is on the block, or like Ro's on the block, so it's like his birthday, but at least he's just a pawn. And Josh is like, I'm right here. I'm literally with a frying pan standing right next to you. Are you for real? Are you in the same dimension, or are you in another dimension? Because if you're in the same dimension, you should know that I can hear you. Okay? If this is happening on another dimension, fine, I'll let it go. But if it's this one, I'm not here for it. So it was awkward. People keep doing this to Josh. They keep being like, when Josh is gone, or the other person's a pawn, or, Josh, you'll probably, Kiefer did this to him yesterday where he said, oh, probably be Julie and Josh will come back in the house and be captains and we'll repick teams. And Josh said, I haven't left yet. I'm still here. And I think that was even before the POV ceremony. It was just cuckoo. So poor Josh, and Victoria's like, Sarsies. And you can't help but love Victoria. She was opening up about her personal life. We saw it in the episode. We saw it on the feed. She loves partying on the weekends in Toronto. Oh, the kids love Toronto. I've never been to Toronto. Always wanted to. But apparently she just goes to Toronto with her girls on the weekends. And her boyfriend does not go with. They were like, does your boyfriend go with? She's like, no. Him and his guy friends watched UFC. And then she said, I believe, to Beth and Ty while they were cuddling in bed. And she's like, am I interrupting you? And what? And Beth is like, no, we're just like smelling each other's armpits and counting each other's leg hairs. Gosh, I'm cool. I fart. And no, she said, I just tell him, like, you go do your thing. I'll go do my thing. I'll see you at 4 a.m. fucked up in bed. And I was like, gosh, I love Victoria. So her boyfriend goes and does his thing. She goes and does her thing. She's like, I'll see you when we're effed up at 4 a.m. in bed. And apparently she really loves her boyfriend, and she spoke very highly of him, and that they're opposites, but they attract. She also lost a flip-flop in the ball pit. R.I.P. Victoria's flip-flop. She admits to getting crazy when she drinks, not aggressive, but she doesn't want the party to stop. I can relate to that, Victoria. Heck yeah, but I was aggressive when I drank. She wants to start a podcast when she leaves here. She talked a lot about that, and she wants to call it All About the Spice. And I think Kiefer gave her the title of that. She's like, that would be so great. I would love to talk to everybody. I can't wait. Oh my God, it's going to be so fun. So then we get to Kiefer. Kiefer's the current POV winner, and he won't let you forget it. He has a podcast. Of course he has a podcast. Like we said, he's got Slim Jims, Mountain Dew, Gamer Chair, Twitch, podcast. He likes talking about sports, he says, too, and apparently he played basketball at one time. But I wrote in the things you need to know about Kiefer, he's kind of a hater with a fragile ego. He definitely holds a grudge for being on the block for 13 hours. He just will not shut up about being on the block. It was a really hard time for him. It's like how Carol from Carol's Comedy Corner from last season thinks she was held hostage in the Big Brother house, and she's a survivor of Big Brother, even though she held us hostage. Carol, how's Carol's Comedy Corner doing on Facebook? Somebody update me. He did open up and say that he's worried his son won't remember him when he gets out of the house. And he used his veto today, obviously, to take himself off the block this week. And he would love to be the voice of BB. He loves the attention he gets from being on the show. This is a guy that he and Tara mention quite a bit how much screen time they're getting or not getting. So I don't know if he's in it. I think he's in it maybe for the fame of it all, to have us. Listen, mark my words. Kiefer will have a Big Brother podcast. He will have a Big Brother YouTube. He'll be, going on RHAP probably, or Carter Matt. And then after that, he'll take little notes, and then he'll go, all right, I'll start my own. And pretty soon you'll see, the Big Brother breakdown with Kiefer. And that's that about that. Yes, Joseph says Victoria's not only gold, but she's a cool person to watch. She's the type of person you want to succeed. Yes, you want to cheer for her, because even when she does like mess up or just be a human like the rest of us, she's just so endearing. And she doesn't try to be something she's not. She just is what she is. I love that. And then Joseph is saying that Kiefer gets on your nerves. He was somebody that producers wanted to benefit from the twist. Yeah, for sure. I didn't vote for him. I did vote for Tina, though. I'll vote for Tina over and over again. And I voted for Latoya. Those are who I voted for to be the team captains. And JJ, I would work with Josh, too. I would scoop Josh up on the DL, and we would just cause some havoc within the house. Have some fun, okay? You only live once. Now we have Tara, Mama Tara. She talks a lot, you guys, and she interrupts a lot. She's not killing it in the conversation game. Definitely not killing it. She is an over talker. She just, it's a lot. She's worried she hasn't been in an episode yet. She mentioned that a lot today on the feeds. And it's just not something, I don't know. I worry more about your game. Who are you aligned with? What's happening? Do that. Not what episodes you're in. You just never know. And you were in tonight's episode. You were in the scare. They had the prank when Jedson was jumping out from behind the couch. So you're fine. We saw your leggings. We saw your toque. We saw everything. Okay? You're good. But she said she didn't come to BBCAN for fame. Well, then why are you so worried about being in the episodes? She came to challenge herself and make 100K, which would be a financial cushion. I love the financial cushion. 100K would change my life. It would change my life. But her and her husband are, balling out. She said, she didn't say that. She said, they're doing well. They have a cushion, they work hard, and they got a savings account now. But when you're younger, she says it's harder. She had an extensive conversation with Josh outside by the hot tub. She loves Tina a lot. A lot. She wants the younger folks to get booze so they start spilling. I want that too, Tara. I want that too. Josh told Tara he thinks Kyle, Ro, Brayden, and Austin are working together. And Jed and Ty are with Latoya and Beth. I was like, dang. Josh, for being the outcast, has been able to observe, and he has a good read on the house because he is right. Apparently, she also cried over the ball pit. She was sharing with Josh that she had an anxiety or panic attack in it. I didn't see that on the feeds. Maybe I missed it. She was explaining anxiety attacks to Josh because he said he hadn't had one, which shocked me. I don't know why, but that shocked me. She said they're debilitating, and they had a good conversation about panic. They really did, and about things that I think are important to talk about on these type of shows when there's downtime. Just the human experience, kind of part of the reason we tune in as well, for the gameplay, and also just to learn about them as humans, and to be able to find someone we relate to on these shows is really exciting and cool. And anyone talking about mental health at any time is hugely important and awesome. So I like that. It seems pretty genuine. She said she didn't start having anxiety until her brother passed away. And she did share, I think in an early episode, or maybe it was on the feeds, about losing one of her brothers. So, she, then the feeds cut right as they're having this good conversation about anxiety and mental health and losing her brother. And they cut to the showmance, like counting something in an eggshell or trying to, I don't know, count days or prank, and the showmance being, Ty and Beth. And I'm like, we don't need to cut. This is a great combo. I like this. But no, we had to cut to the damn showmance, and they were doing nothing. Nothing. You can't get a word out with Tara. You cannot. She is and she thinks she's older than she is. I'm like, you're 37, baby girl. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. She isn't down for the hot tub. She won't go in the hot tub. Her and Tina are like, we are hot tubbed out. Tina's like, listen, okay, you don't get your perm wet. Everybody knows that. First rule of Perm Club, you don't get your perm wet. So they are not going into the hot tub. Maybe when she was younger, she said, and unmarried. Now she just lets the young ones enjoy the tub. Then we have Tina, arguably playing the best her and Latoya game in the house. Like, Tina's running stuff, and people don't even realize she's running stuff. Okay, so Tina, they were outside, and Tina caught a whiff of weed while sitting outside in the backyard with Tara and Josh. And then she said, throw some of that over here. Throw some of that over here, yeah? Yeah, what do you guy got there? I don't know. These fun Newfoundland sayings are amazing. Like, what do you got? What do you about it? What are you doing? What something? Hair's like a birch broom. Can't get through it with spork. Something about sporks. I don't know. But throw some of that over here. Yeah, weed. And she's just so lovable. She's beloved in the house. So loved, you guys. She has the Dan Giesling mist. She really does. She's got the mist. She's got the magic. If she keeps working it the right way, she could go all the way. She wants Ro to stay and wants Josh gone. Thinks voting out Ro would expose the six. Tina is the one who completely talked Latoya out of considering the vote flip to keep Josh. Because Latoya was like, okay, because Kiefer kind of had her when he was telling her, there's talk that they want to come for you and all these other things, and this would be to protect you. And Latoya's like, well, maybe this is what we got to do. Then she talked to Tina, and Tina just turned that frown upside down. She was like, no, what do you got it? What do you about it? What do you, they're fresh now, broomsticks and sporks and, hockey and, Sherry and the dogs. And that she changed her mind. She was just like, you're right, Tina. It was beautiful. But I want Josh to stay because I want interesting feeds. And then once you hear goodnight house guests, Tina runs to bed. She is already sleeping. She's sleepwalking to bed. She loves a bedtime. Tina, oh, I love it. I love it. Then we got Rohan, who's on the block as the replacement nom because Kiefer took himself off. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday. You're on the block, bro. 27 years old. Ro is considering Ty, Jed, Beth combo for noms. But they want to keep him. It's like this is going to bite them in the ass. Josh hasn't even brought up putting those three up. All right? This is going to bite them because Ro will come with Kyle, and they are kind of aligning with people and trying to grab people. So good luck. I mean, if the six wants to stay in power, the smart move is not keeping Ro, who has, it just doesn't make any damn sense to me. It's the game of Big Brother. You have someone who's out on an island by himself. Sure, he can be volatile or say things or whatever, or you don't like him. But then you have Ro, who is really good socially and building relationships with people and has a very good final two and solid relationship with Kyle, aka Stu, and he's able to pull other people in. He could pull people from your own alliance. You don't know that, So it just makes no sense why you'd want to keep him. I mean, they're going to come for you. If one of them win, they're coming for you guys. And at this point, it's your own fault because I feel like they should see this. Hello, you can't all work together as a house because once you get Josh out, like Josh keeps saying, well, who's the target then? Wouldn't you keep a target in the damn house? That's what I'm saying. Okay. He thinks that if they win HOH, they need to take that opportunity. He's like, we got to take the opportunity now. He's not like how the others are playing where let's just go with what the house wants. He's like, we need to take this. This is the strategic planning manager in him. Okay. He feels like he can be good. He most likely Beth and Jed will be his noms. But Jed thinks that these are his dudes. Believe me, you're going to miss Josh when he's gone when these other dudes are coming for you. He feels he can be good with Austin and Brayden over Ty, Beth, and Jed. So he's already weighed the two out where he doesn't even think he can work with people in the six. He'd rather work with Austin and Brayden. So they need to flip this boat. They need to do it now. Ro is having tummy issues. Back to tummy issues. He's having false poos every morning. He said that. That was his word, false poos. That's got them false poos. Wake up, think you're going to go. No, you're not. It's a PB&Js. He loves slop, though. For real. He loves it. And then we have Brayden. Not much to say with Brayden other than he doesn't talk game with too many people, but definitely Austin and Victoria. He's beloved in the house as well. He wore a lilac-colored turtleneck. It's showing right here, but you can't see the color today. Very rock-esque. And he looked lovely. Most talks when he's talking to people are social things rather than games, definitely, or social teens, I think I was trying to write here. Rather than games, definitely under the radar. He's playing under the radar. I don't think he's anyone's big target right now, but he's lumped together with Austin. But people are noticing he doesn't talk game. People have started to talk about that in the house. And he loves the ball pit room. Kiefer opened up the ball pit room, and it looked like no one was in there. And he goes, anyone in here? And then Brayden waited a second. He goes, me. And he popped up and it scared the shit out of Kiefer. And it was really funny. So he just likes chilling in the ball pit, you know? Chilling in the ball pit. Okay. So let's get to this. I broke down some of the alliances that are happening in the house so you guys can see who's speculating, who's talked about working together, who's legit working together. So this is the Glossy Posse, like I talked about before. They've named themselves this. It is Austin, Brayden, and Victoria. If they can stay together, as long as having side things, they were talking today and they're like, Victoria's like, let's just be loyal to each other. Let's share information with each other, but we won't hang out a bunch. But Austin and Brayden can't stop hanging out. So maybe Victoria will be better about that with having a little distance, but Austin and Brayden are like twinsies. They're like, I'm dead at how much we hang out. I'm like, so dead. I'm just dead. Do you want to borrow my lip gloss? Sure. So the Glossy Posse, that's who we have here. Obviously, we have the biggest, most powerful alliance in the house is still the Sunsetters, which is the 6, which is Latoya, Jed, Ty, Tina, Beth, and Kiefer. Still powerful, but this showmance that's coming and that started with Ty and Beth, ooh, this could be detrimental. And then Kiefer, he's going to be a wild card in this alliance. He's going to come back and report stuff, but I don't know. There's something about Kiefer. And then Tina's getting pulled into lots of other places. And if Latoya and Jed, if anything happens between these two, that could be bad for this alliance as well. So we'll keep an eye on them. But right now, they are the most powerful team in the house. Then we have this maybe alliance that has been talked about which is Austin and Brayden. Then we have Kyle and Ro. And this could be dangerous. This is why you want to pull someone like Ro out. He's already getting involved in so much stuff. He's strategically planning. Like his job title states, get him out. Get him out if you want to win this game. Then we have a final 3. That everyone is, they're like, I don't know how they know that we're like a 3. Why are they even putting us together? Because you guys were inseparable for a long time. It was pretty obvious. And it's obvious. So it's Latoya, Jed, and Ty, which is a very powerful final 3 and one that Ro and Kyle are coming for. So take them out, you guys. Meaning 3, Latoya, Jed, Ty, take out Ro and Kyle. Otherwise, oof. And then you have Royal. I just named them Royal. I don't know what their name is, but they love each other. They love each other. And that's Kyle and Ro, a.k.a. Stu and Ro, Royal. That's the Royal Rumble is coming. But they might successfully, the good thing about these two is they might successfully be able to create a second alliance. So there's 2 sides of the house, which is so great to watch. That's my favorite kind of Big Brother, when the house is split. I don't like this big alliance whipping through everything. And other people just like, is there, who flipped? Like Fessy, and you're just like, oh, come on. I like when you have 2 sides of the house battling it out, a la BB6 from the US. Then we have Latoya and Tina, and I just was brainstorming names. They could call themselves Latina. They probably don't want to, since neither of them, I think, are Latina. And then, or they could call them Tinoya. That could be their little name. But they love each other. They work together. They trust each other. They get along really well. But everyone loves Tina, So Latina or Tinoya, let me know which one you guys like for alliance name. Then we have Tina, which is Tara with the E, and then Tina with an I, NA. So I just 10. I don't know if that's their name, but so we have Tara here and Tina. So they're making moves because they believe, and not Tina, obviously, because she's in the 6, but nobody knows Tina's in the 6. Everybody knows Beth is involved. Everyone knows Latoya is involved. Everyone knows that Ty is involved. They don't know there's a 6, but they know there's a powerful power in the house, if you will. And they know that Jed is involved, but nobody's suspecting Tina. So they're pulling her in. So Tina's just like, as long as nobody compares notes, she's golden for a while. And they, because Tara thinks of herself as, I think, like, what was it? Like kind of the outsiders, or they were talking tonight on the feeds, and they were talking with Victoria about doing something, and maybe with even maybe Ro and Kyle and them, and being kind of like the outsider alliance, knowing that they're not in that solid, but Tina is. It's like genius, Tina's killing it. Tina is killing it. I think Kiefer is in with Latoya and Tina, and they'll stay loyal to each other. Yeah, it seems like that now. But you just don't know with Kiefer. I don't know. There's something about that dude. So then this working together / sharing info thing that's going on is Tina, Ro, Kyle, and Tara, but they might add Victoria into this. And then they were possibly talking about Latoya, kind of being on the outskirts of it. So, so many alliance options going around. But these 4, but then you got Tina, who I think is mostly loyal. I mean, she loves Tara, but I think she's mostly loyal to the 6. But I think she'll go where she sees best for her game and winning, Then we have the Flirtmance, which has come about now. And it is Beth, Ty, Jed, and Austin. Now, everyone was speculating that Jed and Austin were going to get it on, but it looks like Austin is a little more interested in Kyle, and Jed might be a little more interested in Latoya and the chase of that. But of chasing her, I should say. And then, but with Ty and Beth, they're a full, I just called them the Flirtmance Alliance. They don't really have a name, but they're going to have a baby. So Ty and Beth are probably making a baby right now. Okay. Wrap it up, kids. Wrap it up. And then, is that my last one? Yeah, that's the last one. That's what we have going on. Everyone wants to work with Latoya. Latoya is so popular. Tina is so popular. For a while, Ty and Jed as well. Like, I want to work with you. Just like, oh, you're so impressive. So yes, Ty, Jed. Oh, that would be, listen, if I could have a showmance to watch, I would want to watch Ty and Jed probably. Yeah, for sure. Why not? So that is all my slides, everybody. That is what I created today, and the notes that I took, and the stuff I saw in the feeds. And I probably won't be able to get this elaborate every live because I have this like pesky day job that I so appreciate during a Panakuchen. But yeah, maybe one day YouTube will be my sole job, and I will just break down this stuff and do weird, impression videos, and then just go on the road for comedy if the Panakuchen is ever over. But Ty and Jed don't talk much game. Here's the thing with Ty and Jed. There could be trouble down the road because you do have this element now of, even though Jed hasn't shown a ton of interest in Beth, they have kissed. And maybe somebody will feel some type of way. Whether it's Ty, whether it's Jed, whether it's Beth herself. Do you know what I mean? Like, you add in that little love triangle, and I don't know what could happen. So this is why showmances can really mess stuff up, because they could have this good alliance going, and then you add in the romance of show, and everything could go in the shitter. Okay, Latina is still sending you. Okay, good. Is it March? It was March 8th yesterday. Is it March 8th still today, Chell?
What is that?
Is it March 8th still today?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still March 8th. All
right. So yes. How come she doesn't do that for us? Listen, don't let them know that I can do this. Please don't. Please don't. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Share me out with your friends. Share me on social media. Share this video. Be like, this chick is breaking down Big Brother with slides and a little bit of humor if you're into that sort of thing. You guys are wonderful and beautiful. Make sure you follow me on the social media. Feel free to check out the links I have in the description of this video. I will be back tomorrow. You won't see anything on this channel tomorrow. I'll be on Nerdtainment, Sarah's channel at 7:30 Pacific. So definitely sub to Nerdtainment with Sarah and David, and me and Sarah will be breaking down stuff every Tuesday, and then she'll be back on my channel on Friday. So you probably won't see any videos from me regarding Big Brother tomorrow, but you will see me and Busy finishing up The Bachelor. We are coming to conclusion of this cuckoo banana season of The Bachelor. So staying busy over here. You guys are amazing. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Stay safe, stay loved, and stay out of a showmance. Bye, guys.